All right, military standardization handbook, or Petroleum Operation 201B. And we're on Chapter 2, Section 3, lubricating oils. Tool effort, lubricating oils in the engine. General lubrication oil used for the automotive engine. Aircraft engines are either petroleum type of the oils for the synthetic type of the oils. Automotive oils derived from the petroleum are suitable for the lubrication reciprocating of the internal combustion engine, both the spark ignition and compression ignition type. Type of the grades are for lubricating oil, internal combustion engine. Tactical service at mill L2104. General specification cover the type of the engine oil suitable for the crankcase, lubricating, reciprocating, spark ignition, compression ignition engines. Used in all type of the military tactical ground equipment for the crankcase, lubrication, high speed, high output, supercharged compression ignition engines were used with all general ground equipment with the aim at a temperature above the minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. 4 grades of these are also provided: grade 10, 30, 40, and 50. Lubricating oil in the internal combustion engine of the administrative server the mill L46152. General specification cover the two type of the engine suitable for the crankcase, lubrication, commercial type of the vehicles used for the administrative server. The typical type 1 engines, gasoline, passenger for the car, light and medium duty. 2 lightly supercharged diesel engine operated with a moderate duty with aim at temperatures are above the minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. The 4 grades of that oil to provide with the 2 grades single viscosity with a grade 2 or more multiple viscosity grades. Grade 10W30, 10W30, and 10W30, 10 and 20W40. Lubricating oil shipboard internal combustion engine with a high output diesel mill L9000. General specification cover the grade of lubricating oil military hand symbol 9250. Suitable for the advanced design high output shipboard main propulsion auxiliary diesel engine using fuel conforming the mill F 16884. Lubricating aircraft piston engine ashless dispersant mill L 2285-1. Lubricating oil covered by the specification intended to use the aircraft piston engine for the type 1 additive with the concentrate with the type 2 10% blend of type 1 90% of the grade 1100 oil with the conforming with the military lubrication at 6082. Lubricating oil in type 3 with a 10% blend of type 1 and 90% blend of grade 1065, conforming with the mill L6082. Oil lubricating jet engine of mill L681. General, this oil is used for the lubricating of the jet engines. 2 grades of this oil are provided: 1010 and 1005. Lubricating oil aircraft turbine engine synthetic base mill L7808. General, this oil is intended to be used a specific amount with the aircraft turbine engines and helicopter transmission. Specification covers over the 1 grade physical property. The characteristics most important for the properties: oil forming the standpoint, operation for the pour point, viscosity index, sulfur content with the lead corrosion. Pour point, lowest temperature for the which of the flow with the definite with the prescribed condition property with the seating with a factor that enable to determine if the oil should be used with the cold weather. Viscosity with the measure for the oil to the resist flow with the high viscosity of the higher the oil resistance flow. Viscosity index, the number to obtain with the take of the viscosity over the oil different with the temperature, substituting with the formula with the index indicating the index extent of that the oil will then thin out with the temperature increase. With the higher the viscosity of the index, the less of the oil the viscosity is affected with the temperature change. Sulfur content engine lubricating oil with the must be not uncorrosive, hence with the free of the corrosive and sulfur content must be low. Lead corrosion. The synthetic lubricating oils chemically degenerate when exposed with the minute amounts of the moisture become the corrosive. To avoid servicing aircraft jet engines with corrosive oil with the surveillance of the programs are described and periodically identify the suitable oils. Alright, Section 4, greases. Alright, 212, greases. Generally, with the grease manufactured with the compounding of petroleum with synthetic oil with the metallic soaps of the purpose of the soap of the G with the picking gel with the oil result of the grease. The grease are produced with the specific purpose of the should be exercised with the selecting grease to ensure performance intent with the greases are used in play with lubricating oil will not remain in it because of the running off of the tends of the grease. Bearing plastic solids that do not have the tends for the 1 automotive and 1 aircraft grease is discussed below as examples. Alright, type of the grades grease, automotive, artillery, military, mil G, 1092-4. General the specification cover the grade with the grease suitable for the use of the lubrication, automotive, artillery, equivalent under the condition of the surface with a temperature range minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit to plus 175 degrees Fahrenheit for the mil G 1092 4B from minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit to apply for the 225 degrees Fahrenheit for new Mill G1092 4C grease. Grease aircraft general purpose of the wide temperature range Mill G81322. The general specification covers the one grade of the grease intended for the anti-friction bearings, the wheel bearings, and the internal brake of the wheel, assembly, gearbox, plain bearings, while both a low temperature of the negative 65 degrees Fahrenheit, high temperature of 350 degrees are required. Physical property with the character of the important physical property, the characteristic of the grease, the penetration, dropping point with the sulfur content. The penetration of the measure of the consistent with the grease, the higher the penetration, the number, the softer is the grease. The penetration is usually with the classifying the grease accordingly to the consistency required in various types of surface. The dropping point, with the temperature at which the grease passes to the plastic solid, the liquid state, grease cannot be expected to lubricate satisfactorily at the temperature above the dropping point. Sulfur content grease must not contain sulfur or sulfur laden with the compounds which will erode and injure bearings. Alright, section 5, related compounds general. 213, related compounds general. With the petroleum products other than the fuels lubricating with the grease are stored in issue within the field. The typical example of corrosion preventive compounds, solvents, hydraulic fluids, because of the wide variety of these products. Discussion of them properties and characteristics is omitted in this publication, should be obtained from the respective products or specification. Chapter 3, Quality Surveillance, Petroleum and Related Products, Section 1.